Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium Podcast with Lee and Josh. Episode 37.
37.
37.
We're almost 40.
Dang.
That's weird.
We'll feel like you.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Dude, I feel 40. I know. Lordy, who feels like 40.
Up top, if you are listening to the podcast for the first time, you found us. If you want to hear us talking about something, or if you want to just chime in or leave us a comment or whatever, you can do that at 205-523-5934. Give us a call, leave a voicemail, send us a text to that number, video.
We know all of y'all are going to, over Thanksgiving and Christmas, show your entire family our podcast.
Yeah.
So...
Like, subscribe, share,
do
all that fun stuff, so we actually know that people are listening.
Yeah,
and you want to keep, making these if you like them. But yeah, so 37. That means we've almost been doing it a year.
Well, so I was actually thinking this the other day. We've missed a week, but we also had a week where we put out 2 episodes. So we have done this for 37 weeks.
That's insane.
And there's only 52 in a year.
Yeah. So we've almost been doing it a whole year.
We do not know what a non-COVID podcast feels like.
That's true.
Because we started this after.
Speaking of COVID, and we were talking about this right before it started. I don't have any sources on this, so nobody freak out.
This is the aggressively medium way.
Yeah, and I heard somebody talking about this at work, that they are not selling in certain areas of the country. They have mandated it where you can't sell a turkey over a certain poundage. Like you can't sell a turkey over 11 pounds. Because if you have somebody who's buying a turkey that's over 11 pounds, then they're feeding more people than they should be able to.
Or a couple of fat folks.
Yeah.
What a
based on the rules of whatever.
Stupid. Well, wherever that's happening, y'all just send all your heavy turkeys down here.
I think it's like New York, which would make sense.
Obviously.
Out of all the places, it would either be there or California that I would just be like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Portland.
Yeah.
Probably not a bunch of 12-pound turkeys in Portland.
Probably not. But this goes through the whole, like, the other side of this is there, like, we blame it on Democrats all the time. But then also,
rightly so.
But there's also, like, whenever the Democrats, like, right after the election had their big phone call with all the new representatives and all the new people that had just got elected, there were a lot of Democrats that were upset at, like, Nancy Pelosi and people like that because they were like, you keep shouting socialism, and I'm in Texas, and I almost just lost because of you. Yeah. But they were still upset about it.
Yeah,
like
they should be.
They should be.
You're talking about a common sense Democrat?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, but we say all the time, oh, the Democrats. Yeah. And it's just like these far left people.
Yeah, the party does get lumped in, but 99% of the time we're talking about the edge.
Yeah. But I feel like we need to clarify too, because there's people that are on the left going, "Oh, all right, people are racist." And it's like, well, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Which I did just find out this the other day. I'm pretty upset about this. My granddad, he is like a staunch Republican. He's been Republican his entire life.
Your granddad?
My granddad.
Is he still alive?
He for as long as I've known him, he's been Republican. Right. Yeah. This year, he voted Democrat. When I go to see his grave next week, I'm going to ask him why.
Yeah.
Because they were saying dead people were voting.
They're there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Happens. That's funny.
I'm sure it does, but
dang, that was funny.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
No, it was clever. It was smart.
So funny. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's funny, though. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Have you had anything going on this week? Speaking of my dead granddad who voted Biden.
Yeah. I probably had some dead grandparents that voted Biden as well.
I think anybody's dead grandparents, if they voted,
if they can get away with it, they voted.
Yeah.
No, other than, like, this is our last week. Because we're shooting this on Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
out on Thanksgiving. This will be
Cool.
like a Thanksgiving special.
Listen to this on the way to wherever you're going.
Yeah, that's kind of
and then
like
show it to everybody.
Yeah, show it to your friends.
Like,
and
look
family.
at this
If you've
life-changing
got small
thing.
kids in the car, probably won't.
Some of the episodes where Josh talks about wieners and gonads and stuff.
Which is probably going to be this episode. Who
we just did. I
knows?
just said it.
That's- yeah.
37 episodes, 37 wieners.
Yeah, 37.
And that won't be the title.
Might.
Maybe. But yeah,
It
happy
might.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you're enjoying time with your friends and your family, or on the way to spend time with friends and family. I'll be at the fire station, so
That's good.
I'll be spending time with
You'll clean
people
up.
I barely know.
You'll be putting out all those grease fires from fried turkeys.
I'll be at Station 11, so that's Mercedes, so I won't be doing anything tomorrow. I'll just be hanging out.
Are they open on Thanksgiving?
That's a great question. I'm not really sure. I need to text.
Y'all are going to be in an area that doesn't even have workers at it.
Well, it's mandatory, man.
Yeah.
That's like we don't have airplanes coming in the airport station all the time, but
So do they make y'all like you have to work a major holiday every other year or something? They don't do that.
it's just the
however
look of
it
the
lines
draw.
up.
Yeah. Because I mean, you've got some that are leap years, and so
Yeah.
that'll mess it up a little bit. But no, I worked Thanksgiving this year. I didn't work any holidays.
And
last
Thanksgiving
year.
changes. No, it's the Friday. Well, as far as
It's
the
a
date,
Thursday.
the Thursday.
Yeah,
As far as the date goes, it changes.
yeah, but I mean, it's 1 day on, 2 days off. So
However
that
it
happens
falls.
to fall. Yeah,
That's fair.
some years people have to work Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
and then sometimes you don't. So
And then they roll in it. Because that's time and a half, right?
it might be 2 times.
Shoot. Sign me up.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll work a holiday.
As far as that
I love this is I want to ask you about this. What's the best type of turkey?
Fried.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hands down. Fried turkey is the best.
How many times do I get fried turkey? Rarely ever.
Every year at my aunt and uncle's,
They
which is
fry
where
one?
we go, they fry one.
That's the way to go, man.
But I am not going this year. I look forward to that every year. And then if
to be fair, the turkey last night was good. It was
Yeah.
good, very good.
turkey last night was good. We had
But-
Friendsgiving over here
Yes.
at our
Yeah.
house.
Baked turkeys are dry as a bone.
Well, that was baked.
I know. Most of the time.
Yeah.
It is real easy to just jerky a turkey.
Jerk a turkey.
Jerky.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Turkey.
Jerky.
Turkey jerky.
It is so easy to just powder
Yeah.
a turkey in the oven.
Well, my mom really likes smoked turkey, and so that's usually if I don't get
They
on
put it in a big green
Thanksgiving-
egg.
No, they put it in like a smoker.
That's
Like a-
big
yeah,
green egg
but
to
it's not
smoke.
like a
Yeah.
ceramic. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
metal.
I'm not a big fan of that smoky flavor.
Not on a turkey.
Or like
Smoky turkey.
but yeah, smoky jerky.
Oof.
But yeah, like when my granddad, God rest his soul,
Yeah.
has
He voted for Biden.
we're getting past it though. It's okay.
Good.
He didn't know
Yeah.
since he's dead, but he was just the biggest big green egg guy in the
Really?
world, and I am so anti smoke
Yeah.
because you can tell,
Well,
especially when
you don't like spicy stuff either, so I feel like
it's not strong.
I feel like that's got a
Yeah.
little bit of the same characteristics.
Because I would almost like to say I'm not a big strong flavor guy, except I am
Yeah.
most of the time. Just not a big fan of burning your mouth up trying to enjoy something.
Teach us all.
Or it's just like you eat something smoked and it smells like you've been putting a bonfire
Yeah.
together.
Well, I think fried turkey's the way
Yeah,
to go.
fried turkey's the way to go.
There's almost any meat if you fry it, it's going to be better.
Obviously.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm extremely bummed out. I want and my beautiful, lovely wife was like, "Well, I'll bring you some back." It's like it's not the same.
Yeah.
I need that fresh, like coming off and get some of that fried skin.
So you don't eat leftovers
No, I really
of
don't.
nothing.
I really don't. I'm not a leftover guy.
That is insane. If that pizza doesn't get finished,
Yeah.
you ain't eating it the next day.
Pretty much. Well, the good news is my wife will finish it.
Yeah.
She'll
Most
take
people
She'll
would.
take it to lunch
Yeah.
and go eat.
You want to
whatever
hear
my
something
leftovers
really
are.
weird?
Absolutely.
Like I've told Anna, if somehow I was on death row
Mm-hmm.
and it was my last meal, I'm doing.
If you say cold pizza, I'm going to stab you in the
no,
heart.
no, no. I don't
Okay.
like cold pizza.
Okay.
If I'm eating leftover pizza, it's going on a skillet
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, or the air fryer. not bad at all. But my last meal is a Nature's Own honey wheat bread. It's the orange label with mayo, American cheese, and second day pot roast.
So
on the
leftover
sandwich.
pot roast.
Leftover pot roast on a sandwich. I would eat that as my last meal with a glass of water to not taint the flavor of the sandwich, just in case.
Ugh.
But Anna, because we've gotten to where we'll crock pot a roast because it'll last forever, and I rarely eat it like when it's ready. And Anna will be like, "All right, it's dinner time. Potatoes, carrots, roast, eat it, whatever." And I'm like, I'm waiting for tomorrow. That's the best way.
I'm not a big roast guy, but that's a whole different.
Like we said about the turkeys, it is so easy to dry out a roast.
Mine's not even. It has nothing to do. It's just I've had it so much. Whenever I was younger, it was a cheap, easy,
huge too.
Sunday. That was almost every Sunday we would do a pot roast.
Crock
and I just
pot?
got to where I was like, I'm not about this anymore.
Oven or a roast in the crock pot.
That's what.
Potatoes, carrots, cover it in water or halfway in water. Put your seasoning on it. We use Morton's garlic salt. Medium on the crock pot, 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
It falls apart. You can't even get it. You need a spoon. You can't even get it with a fork.
Well, anyway, anything else happening this week?
Yeah, didn't eat any roast.
Now that
I
we're
wish I
talking
had.
about food.
We've got one in the freezer ready to go. No, other than school's done until January, so the food truck, we've got it resting for.
Yeah.
We've got a couple events in December, some Christmas parades and stuff, but the day to day
is pretty much down.
We're done until school starts back in January. So it's been nice having 2 days. I really haven't done much since Friday.
That sounds about right.
It's been nice. But
yeah.
No, so it's just been real chill around the house. Nobody's sick.
That's good.
Yeah. So my week's been whatever.
So this week is kind of a monumental week as far as, and I know I really like space and stuff and NASA, and so I'm a fan of almost anything that's related to that type of like satellites, new planets, new whatever.
I can get on board with satellites because we use them for other things. Yeah, but
so this week is the year anniversary. Last year it happened for the first time ever. It was an all-female spacewalk. It's a spacewalk. Yeah, but it was all-female. And so when there are those types of, events.
How did they get anything done? I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
These people have spent years being astronauts.
Of tax dollars.
There's a lot for a lot of good reasons, though. Anyways, so they've spent a lot of their life, and you're downplaying it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
what do they contribute?
All female spacewalk.
Okay.
On these types of occasions.
NASA, not women.
Yeah. What does NASA contribute? Anyways,
no,
we're not.
Women do. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't talking about women don't contribute. I was talking about NASA doesn't contribute to the world.
Anyway, so monumental spacewalk. After the initial, when like Neil Armstrong stepped off. Now there's like this kind of like heritage of people. Like you have to have if it's a monumental event like that, you have to have something that you say. Like you have to have this prepared speech. And so I would like to read the prepared speech.
If this is a joke,
it's not. Why would this be a joke?
I don't know. You throw a joke. Go.
It was October 19th, 2019.
My gosh. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Well, that's fine. I keep up with this stuff.
Moon?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah.
This is the first time.
Well, it's not even the moon. This is a spacewalk. This is like the International Space Station. We haven't been to the moon in years, bud.
That's why
Anyways.
Who cares?
Okay.
Go. Sorry.
I care.
All right.
That's who cares. All right. So they proceed to step out of the space station, and immediately there's a problem.
This is a joke. Okay.
Immediately there's an issue with something going on. They step out of the space station, close the hatch, one of the women says, "NASA, we have a problem," and then NASA asks, "What's the problem?" And the female spacewalk captain responds, "If I have to tell you what the problem is, you should already know."
I knew it.
Yeah,
I sniffed that one out.
I was trying so hard not to smile the whole time. I couldn't help that.
I was suspicious because I had never heard it before.
What's true? Well, everything up till when they were talking is true.
Okay.
The first female spacewalk was a year ago this week. So
because you could have easily said, "Houston, we have a problem." All right, go ahead. What's the problem? Well, you should already know.
Yeah.
That was
You
could.
Yeah. I shouldn't have to tell you what the problem is.
You don't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told Meg that, and she didn't think it was funny.
Of course not.
But
of course not.
Anyways, in real news this week, we have an article from BET.
Well, and for the listeners, what is BET?
Black Entertainment Television.
Oh.
Yeah, if you've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
So there was Burt's Bees, which is a brand of like
chapstick and lotions.
Chapsticks and lotions and moisturizing creams. Burt's Bees did an ad this past week for the holidays. Mm-hmm. And it was, four different types of families. They were dressed up in pajamas. All of them had matching pajamas.
Do y'all do that? Have you ever done that?
No.
We do it.
But so you've got one family, mom, dad, little baby, son. One seems to be half Oriental family. And then there's a black family with the mom and two kids.
Yeah.
And everybody is freaking out because they say this is racist.
Yeah.
How dare you stereotype black families like this without having a father, and just people are like, you seriously, you couldn't find. I find it hard to believe that absolutely no one noticed how absolutely wrong this would look. 100% boycotting anything related to this brand for my family or my kids. Another one, you should have found a black family. That ad looking so racist. Why put her in? Bad idea. I used to like y'all's products. They are good. Don't like y'all's message, so I'm good. Like, just tweet after tweet of just, this is ridiculous. How dare, and it's a real family.
Yeah, all of them are real families.
All of them are real families. It wasn't like they put these families together.
These aren't actors.
Based on actors, yeah. And it actually turns out that the family does have a father.
He was too busy working.
He had, his schedule didn't line up. And so he was like, y'all go ahead without me. This shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Because, now here we go.
Uh-huh.
If they had just like got an actor to be the dad, would that not be considered like, we don't want y'all to look different, so we got to make it okay? Well, but then a single mother's not okay?
Yeah, well, what you said it earlier, what happened to female empowerment?
Yeah.
Like,
why are we gassing this lady up for raising her kids?
Yeah, if she was a single mother, we should be like, congratulations.
Yeah.
You're a single mother. You made it onto a national ad campaign.
Yeah.
I hope you got paid well.
Yeah.
Like, good job on you. But no, instead we go, this is racist. But we jump to a conclusion without knowing the full story.
Yeah.
And then Burt's Bees, what's funny to me is Burt's Bees actually
did they
tweeted an apology. They said, we are so deeply sorry.
Burt.
We have learned a lot this year.
We've learned a lot.
About impact and intent. Our intent was never to promote an awful stereotype about black families.
Had a hard time saying that.
Or to inflict hurt upon anyone. We understand that even so, there's an impact and an image causes harm.
So now, I think all of you guys out here listen to us, think we know some things. Let's boycott. Let's what is it when you cancel?
Cancel culture.
Let's cancel this black woman for being okay with it.
Yeah.
Because she's just as racist as Burt's Bees.
Yeah. She could have easily said, well, I don't want to do it without my husband.
Yeah.
But she said, no, let's just do it.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
If she's okay with it, that means she is okay with perpetuating the stereotype that her own race doesn't have fathers.
Yeah.
Which is racist.
Yeah. So racist.
Put the kids in jail and defund this lady. Because that's ridiculous.
Put them in the cages that we got the Mexican kids in.
Yeah. Push some of them Spaniards out of the way and let's throw these kids in there.
Yeah.
And put this lady in Guantanamo and be done with it.
Because she's just racist.
Yeah. She's the worst one.
It's ridiculous to me how easily, and we're joking, by the way. Obviously, don't do that.
I'm not. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But yeah, it's ridiculous that the entire culture just jumps to conclusions automatically without. And if I would have saw that ad, man, I wouldn't even thought twice about it. I'd be like, look at all these cool families, or like it wouldn't have, in no part of my head. There was one that had a dog with the white family. It's like, oh, that's racist.
Yeah.
White people have dogs. Like, what? That's stupid. Let's not. Why are we jumping to these conclusions and getting upset?
Yeah. It doesn't take long to common sense walk something out.
Yeah.
That they're freaking out about.
That's just, to me.
And it's not a big deal.
I found that just completely ridiculous.
Yeah. Because for it to be racist, you would have to find like intent in that. Like they bypassed a black family with a dad to put in the other one.
People are calling it the explanation, a lame excuse about the dad having schedule conflicts and all this other stuff. It's like
lame excuse or a fact?
Well, so people called out the explanation as a lame excuse. Some of them pointed out that the company could have accommodated the black father's work schedule or used a different black family, adding that they will boycott Burt's Bees products.
Coming from somebody who says that is so ignorant and naive of how like a giant corporation works.
Honestly, here's the thing too, is that probably wasn't even done by corporate Burt's Bees.
But it doesn't.
That was probably done by an advertising company or a marketing company that had nothing to do with.
But to just say, like, in what world Burt's Bees is trying to put a commercial together on their time and their dime, and to just say that they could have waited.
Yeah.
But that's not how that works.
Also, if it were a single mother, and you're saying, oh, well, they could have used another family. Like, okay, so they could have used a 2-income household instead of a single income household.
You're downgrading this.
And then you're taking money away from the single family income or the single whatever income.
Yeah.
To just so that you can feel good about yourself. You can feel good about yourself in an ad.
Right.
Not.
And so with that, those people, with whether they know it or not, just said that's a second-class family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't put the defective family in the commercial.
Imagine if it was an actual family without a dad, though.
Yeah.
How upset would you be?
Yeah.
As a mom of those 2 kids, and everybody's like, "This is ridiculous," and you're like, "You mean my life?"
And here we go with another step. If that family was cast, and then they were like, "Oh no, you're a single mother. You can't be in this commercial. We've got to have a dad."
Yeah.
So they bypassed them, and then that lady tweets that Burt's Bees didn't let me in the commercial because we don't. They'd be freaking out the exact other direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just depends on the flavor of the day.
Also, too, if they would have cast a black father, for that role,
a fake one,
and that being her 2 kids without a father, and they would have cast that guy. If somebody would have found that out too, they'd have been like, this is ridiculous. They had to cast
You thought a black family needed a dad to be normal.
Yep.
But it's just, that's the hypocrisy of it. Y'all actually, if you need to rewind it and listen to that again, because that is the flaw, that is the overarching flaw of a social justice warrior.
What?
The direction you go with your justice depends on the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
There's no consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Speaking of families at Christmas, you watched Family Vacation.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Chevy Chase. The main actor from Big Bang Theory as a kid. That's the son.
Is it?
Yep.
Rusty is.
Yep.
Shelton?
Yeah, not Shelton. Not the tall one. His roommate with the curly hair that dates the girl.
Oh, that dates Kelly Cuoco?
Yeah.
Really?
But you can look it up for yourself. It's the same kid. Yep.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, fun
He was
fact.
just a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyways.
This isn't just a hat rack. So also the dry turkey we were talking about. Mm-hmm. That's two segues in one to this.
Yeah.
But so in the scene,
it's easier if you just let a segue happen instead of calling it out.
You got to call it out. So people
I've had so many good segues, and then
people
halfway through it, you go, "Where are you going with this?" They're like, "If you just let me go, you'll find out."
Anyhow, in the movie where they're eating around the dinner table, the whole crew's together, and it's the one where the old lady says the Pledge of Allegiance instead of praying, and the turkey cracks open.
Died 30 years ago.
Yeah, all of that. That scene where, one of the kids. Or Chevy Chase, sorry. Chevy is trying to like make the kids feel better or whatever. And he says that, the NOAA radar picked up Santa Claus over whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And Cousin Eddie says, "You serious, Clark?" It's one of the funniest lines in the movie.
Uh-huh.
My wonderful, beautiful wife tried to tell me that he said that not because he was like, did they really find Santa Claus on the radar? It was that Cousin Eddie was like, dude, you're telling the kids here that Santa Claus is real? You serious?
Oh.
And I said, well, dear, that's not what that is, but I don't want to get in a unneeded big argument with you over it. But yeah, because she thought he was saying, are you seriously telling them that saw
Santa's
Santa?
Real? Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense because he's an idiot. And so if Clark,
they typecast him
Clark
as an idiot
is like, they saw him on the radar. You serious?
Yeah.
That's what it meant.
I could see that.
That's what it meant.
Yeah.
You could see what I said?
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's what you see.
I'm trying to remain somewhat neutral so that
but yeah,
your wife doesn't hate me too.
We spent 10, 15 minutes talking about that.
Really?
Yeah.
They typecast him as like the idiot guy.
He's the dumb one.
So,
gosh, that movie's so funny.
It is. It's a fantastic movie.
Gosh.
We got Meg got me like the little moose glass.
Anna said we needed to get some of them.
Yeah,
the crystal moose.
Mm-hmm. I don't think mine's crystal. It's just like a replica. Like,
is it clear?
Yeah,
that's crystal. That's the general term for like.
I think it's glass, but
okay. But yeah, she said we needed those too. Yeah. Granted, I would never drink eggnog, but yeah,
that's like people who drink buttermilk.
Yeah, hot buttermilk. Yeah. No thanks.
So, speaking of,
I just wanted to see what you thought.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
that's what I've always taken it as.
Yeah. Now, did it make me have to think about it a second?
Yeah.
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 But yeah.
So talking to people being cast as this segue's falling apart.
Segue.
Yeah, that segue just fell apart. I was gonna try and say like, well, they cast Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man as like this hero, but there was a lot of people beforehand that didn't think that he would. Up until that point, he had not played roles like that.
No, he'd also been to prison.
Yeah, and so people were kind of betting against him. But then there's no way to segue into what I actually want to talk about, which is Robert Downey Jr. came up with a. Hold on, I gotta.
Is this another press conference?
No. He's there's a nonprofit he just started benefiting 12 to 13-year-old children.
Specific?
Yeah. Well, it's like an at-risk population. Why is that specific? I guess it is pretty specific.
12 and 13-year-olds?
10 to 13.
Oh, I thought you said 12 to 13-year-olds.
Like right there in that preteen.
Yeah.
It's kids with Down syndrome, and it's called Roberts Downey Juniors.
You've made a
Roberts Downey.
I get it.
Juniors.
You've made a Down syndrome joke for 2 weeks in a row now.
I did. What did I say last week? Oh yeah, that Riley. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought that was.
If we're gonna
shout out Tater, he came up with that and then sent it to me.
Dear God in heaven. Just to go on and lean into the turn. I heard a comedian say that the best name for a dog is Syndrome. So if it jumps up on somebody, you can say Down syndrome. All right.
That's pretty funny.
No more Down syndrome jokes.
I mean, unless they just happen to come up.
Yeah. If they just happen to you look it up on the internet trying to find one.
No, I haven't looked any of these up on the internet to try and find anything.
Gosh.
It's just how it happens.
Yeah, that was good. I would try and do some segues myself, but I dropped my phone at the beginning, and I don't want to lean over and pick it up. I'm flying blind over here.
College football now.
The pick'ems, all right?
Yeah. So speaking of Down syndrome, Down Set Hut.
Drum.
What? Down Set Hut? Ain't that what?
Down Set Hut. Yep. That's how old-timey football movies sound.
So there you go. That was a perfect segue.
It couldn't have been better. All right. So this is the last round of
Is this 32?
Yes, but this is the second half of 32.
Yeah.
So
next week will be the
after today we will have the Sweet 16, and we're going to go through both sides and have it down to the Elite 8. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And next week we'll probably have it up for you to vote
for matchups. Yeah,
possible.
But yeah,
this just seemed like such an easy week, or at least that's the excuse I'm saying.
Definitely.
So first matchup,
we've got Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights.
Who he's a medieval knight with a sword.
He's got a sword on him.
He has a big sword.
Versus the NC State Wolfpack. How many are in the pack?
I guess
because we're being literal here, as far as the mascot goes. Is it just one?
There's two of them.
Okay.
There's two of them in this picture.
I've got my answer.
A dude with a sword versus two wolves.
But not just a sword. He's got chainmail on.
Yeah.
He's got a full-on knight suit. A wolf's not getting in that.
Yeah.
And he's got
I think a wolf could eventually get into it if he didn't have something to keep them at bay. But he's got a sword.
He's got a sword. So in my head, he clips one of them with a sword. Mm-hmm. And then the second one jumps on him. He loses the sword. And now it's a struggle to the death.
Whew.
But in that case, if that's the scenario where he only gets to use a sword on one of the wolves.
In my head, he's not dropping that sword.
So even better for the other side, let's say he does. And that wolf's gnawing on him. Mm-hmm. He's on his stomach. And the wolf is tearing his ankle up. Have you ever seen knight? They have spikes on their hands. I'm pulverizing that wolf.
Yeah.
I'm punching through it.
I think it's pretty clear that the is it Trojan? What is it, Matt?
The Rutgers?
Yeah.
They're Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knight.
I
think Scarlet Knight's got it.
I do too. What a crazy tournament so far, because Rutgers should not still be here.
Sure, if you say so. I don't know anything about football.
Yeah, I'll speak
Makes
for you.
Makes complete sense to me.
Be here. All right. Next matchup, we got the Missouri Tigers versus the Washington State
Wildcat. Cougar. He's a cougar.
If it's a Cougar, we got a whole different game.
Tiger versus a Cougar?
Tiger. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Then we've got the Virginia Cavaliers versus the Michigan State Spartans.
So Cavalier.
He's on a horse with a sword.
And then you got the USC or Michigan State Spartan.
Does he have a weapon?
He has no weapons.
I think we got him.
I would say Cavalier.
Yeah, a horse and a sword versus
just a
helmet?
guy. Yeah, just a guy running around in some armor.
Yeah.
He'd have to be. I mean, we're not talking like three. Well, we are talking like 300. Like they were Spartans, right?
But no weapon?
Have you seen 300?
I have.
They go to town.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just changed it a little bit for me.
But how are you getting him off of a horse?
I don't know. Pull. I mean, hitting him with a rock. I don't know.
Not the horse.
You hit him though. Horse is going to run off. Horse don't care.
Yeah, but we're going off of what he's got, right? We're being literal with the mascots. He has nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they're on a football field fighting to the death.
Was it going to pick up some grass?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
got to be
Cavalier.
Virginia. I'm not super happy about it, but there's nothing else we can do.
Cavalier.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, next matchup is the Duke Blue Devils versus the Utah Utes.
Devil.
The Ute is a big bird, right?
Yeah, it's a big bird. And it's not a, nothing to be messed with bird.
Let me see that thing. A blue devil?
6-foot bird, though. Fighting to the death. Versus a devil. Devil's winning.
Yeah, Devil's got his powers.
Yeah.
We cleared that up last time.
All right. Alabama versus
Northwestern. So
Wildcat.
An elephant versus a wildcat, obviously.
Elephant.
Then we've got TCU versus Oklahoma State. So that is a horned frog versus a cowboy with 2 rifles and a revolver.
Yeah. Did we say that it was a poisonous frog?
I think their spikes are poisonous, but it does not matter. Oof. You shoot that thing full of bullets.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. Then we've got Florida State, the Seminoles.
Who's like a big, for real Seminole.
Yes.
On a horse with some sort of a spear type instrument.
Yes.
Versus Arizona State.
Sun Devil.
I find it hard
with
that
a trident.
Anybody's going to beat a devil.
Them Seminole, they got their own juju though.
Yeah, but I don't want to give it to the devil.
Yeah.
But I also don't see any way around it.
Maybe if he didn't have a trident. Because the Blue Devil has nothing.
Devil.
Or the man.
He's still the devil.
So we should just wrap this thing up and say he wins then.
Well, okay. Let's think about it theologically.
All right.
What can the devil do?
Anything he wants on earth. That's actually not right. What do you mean?
What can the devil do to you?
Put you on hard times. Make you sick.
Is that going to stop a spear?
I don't think so. And a horse.
And
you think that Indian can't come up with some salve from a tree that'll cure up whatever the devil puts on it?
Yeah.
The thing that the biggest compelling thing to me to make a decision is the trident.
Mm-hmm.
He's not weaponless.
Yeah.
So depending on how skilled he is with that, he might not even need to put any hex on you.
I think the trident makes it, because the Seminole, he has a horse and he has that spear thingy, but also that trident. He's
if you
good
do
with that trident.
if you do a cancellation,
what?
I'm just trying to think of it in a different way. Weapon, so they're even.
Mm-hmm.
Devil powers a horse.
Mm-hmm.
The devil powers.
Yeah.
So
I think, yeah.
As much as I don't want it to be, I think it's got to be Arizona State.
But I don't think you can take away the weapons. And so if you don't take away the weapons, a trident beats a spear. because they form.
It's a 3-pronged spear.
It's a 3-pronged spear.
It's a spear with 2 extra
You
points.
hit me one time with your spear. You've completed everything you can do with that spear.
Yeah.
I throw my trident at you. I've hit you 3 times in one time.
Yeah.
And I've done what I wanted to do.
Arizona State?
Absolutely.
All right. Last one. The University of Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Arizona Wildcats.
And it is 2 Wildcats.
Mm-hmm.
But
they seem a little soft.
They do. They really do. Like the lady Wildcat is like even in makeup. Like she's all done up almost in like a skirt.
Yeah.
Type deal.
But to their advantage, there's 2.
There is 2, but
so you could easily say, because what is a hawk going to do?
6-foot hawk.
The hawks, all the hawk can do is pick you up.
He's got talons.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He picks you up, takes you high in the air, and kills you, and drops you.
Yeah.
And then picks you apart.
If you don't get a hold of him.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing the hawk can do is pick you up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it as in Mr. Wildcat puts her out in the middle of the football field. Puts Girl Cat.
As a sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah.
As bait.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk comes in, tries to pick her up. Not used to picking up things that heavy. So it stays hovering for long enough for the male Wildcat to come in and tear it up.
Yeah. I think the Wildcats as a team changed. If it was just one Wildcat,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. No, I don't like it because I really like Iowa. So in like sports.
Yeah. I'm really glad that I don't have any care about sports at all because these matchups, I have no affinity towards one team or the other.
Yeah.
So I can think about it rationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But, yeah, so that's...
All right. So next week we're down to 16 teams.
Yeah.
And we'll do all 8 matchups
next week.
Because
that'll be, we do 8 every time we do it. So, yeah. So I need you to send me over what the matchups are.
And so I guess the week after that, we could do 2 rounds in the same time.
Yeah.
Because there'll only be 8 teams left. You get those down to 4, and then you pick those 4 down to the championship game. And then the next week, we just talk about the championship game.
Well, yeah. That wouldn't be the only thing we talk about.
Right. As far as this goes, that'd be the only thing we talk about. All right.
Yeah. I think that's fair, safe.
Yeah. And the most time efficient.
Yeah. Because we're trying to get this done before Christmas.
Yeah, this ain't dragging over into 2021. I can promise you that.
Yeah,
but
when we're all... Because starting after January 20th, we won't be able to do this podcast in person anymore because we'll all be in lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah. When Biden gets elected,
well,
we're all going to be in lockdown.
Dang.
Weeks away is what I heard. We're weeks away from lockdown. Which, I mean, it seems that the numbers are going up. Hospitalizations are going up. So
it's round 2.
It's the winter. We all knew this was going to happen.
Yep.
Especially since there's no cure for it.
Flu's going to grab just as many people like it always does.
It's 3 times as deadly right now as the flu is in the same amount of time span. But I still think there is something to it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just this made up hoax that people want to make you believe.
Yeah. It just gets sick people for the most part.
Yeah.
But I've been told school's going to be in person in January.
Mm-hmm.
They're going back to full like regular school.
Like university?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I've been told.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
No online.
And it was 2 different students who have already gotten their syllabus.
So no online next year.
I don't know if they're not going to do any online, but they're definitely going to there's going to be way more back to normal, like in-person classes.
That's good. I mean, that's good for business.
For sure.
Like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's surprising though.
Yeah.
And here's something. So the county school system, there's two schools that are having like major outbreaks right now.
Is Brookwood one of them?
I don't know if Brookwood.
Cincy Valley?
I know County High's one.
County High.
County High's got like a third of the student population almost.
Has it? Or is out?
Out. Because they do, if this kid at this table or in this desk gets sick, then everybody in a 6 foot radius of him,
the whole circle,
all of his classes, all
the
7
whole
of his
circle
classes
around him, yeah.
And people that he's hung out with that weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kids that are out, but not necessarily a lot of kids that have it.
Yeah.
But the school system has said, like, once we hit this number, we'll go online only. And then they hit that number and they were like, well, maybe it's actually this number. And then they hit that number and they're like, maybe it's not that
Which
number
all that
too.
means is that it's way too hard to pull that off. It'd be
extremely
online.
difficult.
Yeah. And they don't have the resources to do it.
Honestly, even resources aside, it is a far less effective way of teaching.
Of course it is.
And so I think I do not think they should go online only. I think they should continue on in school.
Yeah.
Or, whatever, just let them have the option.
Yeah.
But these kids who can't pass the ACT or the SAT or whatever, the exit exam for high school, if they can't finish it, then that's completely dependent upon what they've done in the past year, 2 years. Depending on how long this thing goes.
Because imagine anybody out there that's ever taken an online class in college.
Oh, gosh.
You talking about just Google all the answers?
Yeah. And not retain any of it.
And procrastinate. And
I had an online summer class.
Yeah.
That I did all of the work for in a week.
Yeah. They're great.
It was just like, well, I'm done now.
They're great to get like the grade and the credits.
Yeah.
But very bad at learning anything.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see.
Oh, we'll see. I think we'll see about this for years to come.
Yeah.
I think this will be, we'll see a byproduct of this in the school system for years.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this too. You're going to see in 10, 15 years, there's going to be a whole group of new adults that have lung problems.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're sucking in prolonged breathing in what you're breathing out. I've read like a scholarly article about it that you're like, watch when the kids that are young now, or when they're our age, you're going to see a huge, like, strange looking group of underdeveloped lungs and like lung problems. And
well, so, and okay, so ambient air is 21% oxygen.
We were talking about this last night to some degree.
Yeah, and when you're breathing out, the concentration of oxygen that's still in...
Because you don't absorb every ounce of oxygen you breathe in.
Yeah, no.
You can't.
Yeah. And so when you're breathing out, you're not breathing just carbon dioxide out.
Right.
And so when you're rebreathing... And also, it's not like you're every time you're sucking in, all you're sucking back in is carbon dioxide or what you just breathed out. Like every time you breathe in, that air is coming from whichever direction. So I just medically looking at it,
Probably not the case.
probably not. I don't know that for a
But we
fact.
don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
I'm an EMT. So with my
and I'm neither. So.
with my limited knowledge of medical
more than a
stuff.
lot. But yeah. That's fair.
Which you know how much I know about it by saying medical stuff.
Yeah.
That's
all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff I don't
all that
understand.
Doctor stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
I do think developmentally, like mental developmental.
Brain not getting enough oxygen?
No, just developmentally is like as far as like these kids aren't retaining stuff from school. They're not learning the things that they need to be learning.
Yeah. We barely retain the stuff we were actually taught.
Yeah. And I've heard of teachers who have talked about like when their kids were in first grade and now they're coming to second grade. And last year for like half a year, there was stuff that they were supposed to learn that they didn't learn because they left at...
Their brain's still in first grade.
Yeah, because they didn't learn the things that they were supposed to learn from spring break on.
Right.
And so they're like, all right, so this week we're going to do this. And kids are like, what's a 2?
Yeah.
Like, or whatever. So I don't know.
Yep. And that compounds like a wave.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get behind trying to catch up. Then they don't learn second grade stuff.
Yep.
And then it just
That's
gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
From
snowballs.
We'll see the effects of this for a long time in schools.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Which means in,
the only
10
thing
years or whatever, when they're graduating high school.
The only thing we need is a dumber society.
Yeah.
That's
it's not dumb enough already.
That's icing on this stupid cake we got.
Yeah.
But, cool, man.
Yeah. Anyways,
that was 37.
Yep, 37. Next week will be 38.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Hopefully this is coming out on Thanksgiving.
That'd be great.
If not, it'll be coming out the next day. So.
Yep. I would ask you all to listen to it while you fall asleep after lunch. And let us just
run into the next
sleep.
It'll run into the next episode and then the next, and then it'll get our viewer count up.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Continually
right
just start them and stop them.
Actually, just listen to them and just turn the volume all the way down and press play.
Oh.
And just run through them. Just
don't
let them
do
run.
That. You can. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But cool, dude.
Anyways, appreciate y'all for listening. And we'll see you next week.
We'll see y'all. Appreciate it.